Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We're on episode 378. I'm doing just a special report on this very small set of Faber-Castell grip colored eco pencils. They are a 24 set. My coloring group member Kathy brought them to me. She bought them years ago from Hobby Lobby for $14.99. Today they range online from like $11 to $14.17 on Amazon, and you can probably find them on sale here and there. Blick has them for $11.54. All right, Hub has returned from his mission, so I am back in action here. We are going to do a quick evaluation on these pencils. I have done a little bit of coloring. Kathy has done a little bit of coloring. She brought them to me because on her copy paper, right here, she tried to do coloring with them and found them not blendable like her prangs that she uses in class. Her main coloring she has now adopted. She bought the prangs after maybe attending 4 different classes. And then she also has been doing color by number, which makes me feel like these pencils, if I can convince her that depending on the paper they're good enough, she might take them back and use them. So that is my job today, to do a quick eval for her. So far on the copy paper, I was able to color this version. I should show you here, let's see if I have it in the packet. I have a little packet for her. When people color seasonally here and they don't have supplies in their trailer, because this is an RV park, I keep people's supplies in a folder with their name so that they don't have to worry about coming to class and forgetting what their materials and supplies. If somebody has their own pencils, then I have found them to be pretty good at bringing their supplies from week to week, because most of our coloring we do spans multiple sessions that we do. So let's look at the prangs. So here is a copy that I gave her of the prangs coloring. She was probably mimicking mostly this, which is just basic blending. And then down below here, I spent a lot more time trying to do a more realism coloring. So my goal is to see how close to these prangs, which she actually now owns. So she technically doesn't really need this set of 24 anymore, but it's a really good example to me how she used this paper, a copy paper. I did give her a good version of my practice sheet that is on the Nina Bristol vellum. And so I have colored somewhat. I have been able to do some blending. It's not the best. Again, this is copy paper. I did this over here on the actual Nina Bristol vellum. So I have just barely gotten started. The color palette to me is actually pretty good. Here are I'm not going to do swatches or anything. I just want to get the feel of these pencils and see if the vibrancy is there. Now, she's wanting to color with in her color by number coloring books that she has. And she's a person, she does it for the relaxation part. And she says that she does her coloring and she rips out the pages and just puts them in a folder. So that's kind of where she's coming from. So I don't think the expectation is perfection with these, but I do think she wants to be able to do some blending. Okay, so I've got my colors, I have my sheet, and we're going to zoom in, and I'm just going to do a little coloring. This is on the Bristol vellum. I've already done, again, the little bit of coloring on the copy paper. It's not terrible, and I can do some blending, but let's just see if putting this on really good appropriate paper does the trick. I'm going to brighten up my ring here because it is actually daylight out. So I've got some brown tones. Oh yeah, I was going to share with you the color palette. You don't have a black with this set, and you don't have a dark enough gray. So for 24, I would rather not have the silver and gold here, and I would rather have a tan and a dark gray or black, preferably a gray and a black. But overall, this is a nice color palette. I have it in color family order, kind of the yellow to orange to pink, reds to the purples, onto the blues, then the aqua, the greens, 2 browns, a gray and a white. And the white is probably not, like, I would rather have black than white. And I think for $11, keep in mind, online, you can buy the Prang 50 that I have used extensively. So I am going to be mentally comparing these to my Prangs that you can buy for $6 for a 50 set. Okay, so I'm putting them aside. I am bringing over, I do have, too, the actual Prangs. These are numbered with my numbering system. And I could, you know, get elaborate and color match as best I can, since this is just a copy. I always give people these finished examples, similar to when I color in real time with you guys. I wonder if 41 is closer than 3, but we'll leave that with 3. These have, by the way, no name and no number. They have a name for you to put your name. It is on white. You could easily take a Sharpie and give this a number if you wanted to keep your numbers straight. So I always give, now these feel pretty good on this, just so you know, the lay down that I'm getting is quite vibrant. This is, again, copy paper. Again, this is my copy paper. Her copy paper is way different than my copy paper. Mine is super thin, 20 pound. Hers is very thick and very toothy. So that is just, it is really, most artists will tell you it is all about the paper. So I'm just doing some color matches, and I'm liking the feel of these colors on my copy paper. If I go over here to her copy paper, as we're doing some comparisons, her copy paper is quite, look at it, it has tooth, but it doesn't allow a vibrant lay down. If you compare my copy paper, super cheap from Staples, to her copy paper ends up being kind of mushy, and it looks very muted. Let's do a bright orange here. And I don't remember where that is. Maybe the 7th down, maybe right here. Nope, right here. Yeah, see, I do not like her paper. So she was at a disadvantage, and I will be telling her, you know, because I told her I would have this ready for her on Tuesday at our meeting, that I'm going to say that her copy paper she wants to stay away from it. And I gave her a stack of my Nina Bristol Vellum to get familiar with. And for some people, a chunk of Bristol Vellum from me could last a lifetime. You no need to buy any more. So I do think that these pencils are very paper dependent. And I am going to grab, if I want to do a blue ribbon here, I am going to go ahead, and that feels pretty good on my paper. Now let's do the light blue over here. This is, again, her paper that I started to do. Yeah, see, that is just, it feels very soft. Very soft. Whatever the paper is. So now here I am, and let's see. Oh yeah, that's way better. This is the Bristol Vellum. Very nice. We're gonna just do the same boxes here. We have a peachy tone. So far, I'm okay with these pencils. They're a little bit small in number and missing a few colors. So I think if I knew I were going to be doing coloring, I would not be getting such a small set. I do think that I advise people to get at least a 50 to start with. If they've gone to a few of the meetings and they did definitely like coloring, I just say get a budget 120 set. And there's so many that are around $20 to $25. Starjoy Gold, Color, Brutfuner, those are all, or Shuttle Art. Some of them have quality issues, but for the most part now, the ones I've recommended, people have bought and enjoyed them. The quality, it works for them in color, the coloring books, and doing the coloring that we do in class. And so far, I'm okay. I'm going to go back up to the image here. I have a tan, a brown tan, and that is actually this very first square, because I want to do some shading and see how these blend together. And there is the dark brown. I don't have 3 browns to work with, I only have 2. Again, these are called the grip. They have the little dots, and I can feel the grip. They're triangular shaped. My very first budget set before I bought the Brutfuners was a Staedtler 72 set. No, 48 set. I actually gave that to my mom. And she ended up, there was a flesh colored one here, like this color, that she fell in love with, and she like used it up. She liked it so much, even though she bought I think she bought the Color 120, but the 120 did not come with a peachy tan. So that Staedtler set, she used that one up. All right, so I've already got some yellow down. We only have one yellow, so I don't get to do too much here. I can... And then the other thing I have done, just so you know, is I am using a clipboard, making sure that I have a hard surface behind. That is another must, I believe, to have success. When you're doing very casual coloring, you gotta have good paper, and you have to the pencils can be pretty cheap, because you can't get much cheaper than a Prang set of pencils. So my theory is, if you are gonna spend $11 to $14, this would probably not be the set I would steer you toward, because there's so many other really good sets out there. If you just end up with them, Kathy bought them not really knowing what she was doing and how much she's a card crafter, and back in the day, and so she bought them thinking she could use them to color her images, stamped images. Yeah, I'm liking these okay. Way better on good paper. All right, so going to see if I can add a little more orangey tones to this. There's way more blending happening on this paper than her copy paper. These are not too dry. They are not scratchy. I think they're even a little bit more pigmented than Prang. The triangle with the little dots feels a little small for me. I am used to a beefier barrel. We have a lot of wildlife and bird activity outside today. It's sunny this afternoon, so I've had to close the curtains because it was too sunny on the desk. All right, over here on, or down here on the parchment, I don't have a lot of the tan tone colors. I'm going in the direction horizontally as if I'm making, this is like a paper that has some direction to it, following the lines that the artist has created. I'm going to grab, I've got a couple of greens. I have 3 greens, light, medium, and dark. I think it almost looks like it's a light and maybe an olive and a dark. Here's the light. I'm guessing this is an olivey. It's not so olivey, just a grass green. And what appears to be the darkest color. They look almost the same. This one's just a little bit brighter. Okay. But for practicing some leaves, I'll take what I think is the darkest color. I'm going to say I've had some other pencil sets. I think American Crafts. I was given some. Same thing. Can you check them out? Are they worth it? And I just said, nope, they are not worth even keeping. They were very hard, very crumbly, and not hardly pigmented at all. So these I actually think If she wants to use them, she could mix them with her prangs. I think they would mix with the prangs very nicely. It's hard to tell these greens. I would want to be labeling them. Maybe color the color on a piece of paper and wrap with some Scotch tape the color so that I could see what the difference is between the two, because the barrels, see, they're very close. That's certainly not a perfect set of greens, light, medium, and dark, but I think you could still do some casual coloring with them if you weren't being ultra picky. And again, I think they would blend nicely with the prangs. I had the blue. I was gonna do the ribbon here. I do have a medium blue as well. And I think I am ready to give her my input, and I will share with her what I've colored, and I'll share with you in a moment. And we will call this quick review done. Now, can I get some darks? Yes, look at that. Those are nice blends. Okay, I actually really like those two blues together. I will go ahead and log that darker blue here. Very nice. Yep, there's even this kind of a middle blue. And you could do, even though this blue is such a different tone, I think those three blues would go nice together. Let's add a little bit of bright, just to brighten up the ribbon a little bit. So that's what we've got so far. Now let's do a quick comparison. I do want to, this is the FC grip. There is a non-grip version. Eco pencils. It's a 24 set and they have different sizes. All right, so when I was practicing on her copy paper, I wasn't completely disappointed in this at all. I thought, based on what I was getting from this main flower and the paper, that I should go one step further and actually evaluate them. I said, I think that because I did this with her during class. So this is my very quick coloring now. And then let's add, we've got those two. And then here is a copy of me using the prangs. All right. So that's all I have for today. Just wanted to run through these pencils with you guys since I was wanting to do this. I thought I better film it. So again, this is the FC Grip Eco Pencils set of 24. They were bought at Hobby Lobby many years ago, so it's even possible that this is a different formula than what you get today. If you guys have any of your own input on this particular set of pencils, please drop a line, a comment, and I will make it live so everybody can add that to their information. And again, this is Nina Bristol Vellum. This is her copy paper, Kathy's copy paper. I did not like her copy paper. I feel like I am short. This is my copy paper. I did not color. This is the praying version, but I did do on my really cheap ultra thin, almost see-through copy paper. I liked the vibrancy of these colors. And then I do like what I did here very quickly with you guys. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and I will see you at the Daily Color, which will be in the next day or so. Hope to see you there.